Okay. So on Friday, what is the last test on Friday? UTL file, huh? Okay. Okay. So the next topic, text writing, partition. So partition table. Partition table. Okay. So now here observe partitions. Partition means so small parts. Okay, divisions. Okay, now. So these when we required to apply partitions or when we want to do partitions on my table data. Okay, it means that, for example, when you go for your large scale tables, when you're working in real time with the large scale tables, okay, what it was happen if you have a table like this now. In this table, you will be saved your lakhs of rows or data will be there here. Okay, now suppose this big table or big table data, if I'm not divided or not splitting or not divide into small units, what it was happened here, if I need to retrieve a particular data, if I want to read a particular specific data, if you want to read, then what we want to do, this entire table from the top to bottom, you need to check. For your required data purpose, you need to check entire the table. So definitely our required information purpose when you want to searching entire table means automatically time consume a process. Okay now? So now, so to avoid this time consuming, what the people will do, they are dividing into partitions. After dividing partitions, then some data into partition P1, some data into partition P2, and some data will be partition P3. Like a small units, when you divide like this, what is the advantage to the user? If I want to read a particular partition P2 data, if I want to read, then your server, as per user request, your server will not necessary to search P1 data to search P3 data. Not necessary. Which partition of data user is needed, directly to that partition it will go. And in the partition, whatever the data you kept, the data will be read or retrieval sending to user. So that means what happened? The searching time will be reduces because P1 I'm not searching. P3 I'm not searching. So that means P1 part not searching, P3 part not searching. So automatically time saving. Got it? Suppose in the same pattern, I want it now, for example, to read partition P1, I want it now. Then what server will do? Server will not searching P2, server will not searching P3, directly searching P1. So time saving. Like if you wanted P3, P1 not search, P2 not search, P3 will be searching. So in that case, the searching time and data retrieval is also somewhat fast. Okay. So this is what the concept of a partition table. This partition table, if you want to know it simply in real time or real life examples, like you can go to nowadays any supermarkets. If you see in the supermarket, can you find out like different? That means one category of items will kept into one rack. They're keeping number of racks. Yes or no? In one rack, we have all chocolates and biscuits. In second rank, we have some cosmetics related items. In third rack, some other items. So like this home needs or etc. So now what happened when your items are divided and keeping into category wise or partitions wise or racks wise, what is the advantage to the customer? Suppose customer wanted chocolates. What he will do, in my shop, there are 10 racks are there. Chocolates are having in the second rack. Then what customer will do? Directly, I'm going to second rack. So it's not necessary to search the remaining 9 racks. I don't want to search. Okay, I'm asking to the salesman the where it will be chocolates, and he was saying, Madam, second rack or sir, second rack. So directly I'm going to second rack and I'm taking my necessary items. Okay, now suppose you need some cosmetics. Then you are asking to the salesman. He was saying that was in the 7th rack, madam. So you will go to 7th rack. So that means what is the advantage of to doing the partitions here? Easy to fetching our required item. That's why you can see any supermarkets, like you can go Reliance Fresh, D-Marts, you can go that. Okay. So all are having in the partitions wise, their items will be kept because they're giving easiness to the customers what they want to pick immediately, and the customer time will be saved. Okay. So that is what advantage of partition. Same as one more real life. Suppose you can go to library. In library also, librarian, how they will maintain the books in a particular racks only. Okay, now. So for example, if comic books are there, he kept into one rack. If historical books are there, he keep into one more rack. Yes or no? Some biographies like this, they keep into one more. Novels in one more rack. So every type of book, they will be divided. Okay, now suppose the customer, the user will come to library and they're asking to librarian, I wanted so-and-so historical book. Then what he was say, sir, if you wanted historical book, go to third rack, there it will be available. So he will go to directly third rack and they will taking their necessary book. Okay. So if other person will come to us and they're asking, I wanted comic books. So he will say comic books are having in the first rack. So you can go to first rack and take your comic books. Okay. Na? So why the librarians are maintain every book in the separate racks means the people, okay, they can easily take their necessary books. Okay. So this is what in your college libraries also, yes or no? In your college libraries also, they maintain some racks. Yes or no? Computer science books are one way, some other books are other way. Okay, some Java books are somewhere. So they're keeping like this because of reason easy to find out and easy to access. So how you can say partitions are helping us to saving our time to quickly access your required information. Okay, now how we can say when you're working in real time. Okay, now when you're working in real time, so a table is not like having 14 rows, like 20 rows, not like that, what we are discussing in the classrooms. So your classrooms, what maximum we are discussing with the 14 rows. But when you go to real time in a table, not only 14 rows, there are 1 lakh rows, 5 lakhs rows you are interacting. So that means you are interacting with that much big tables, the big data tables. That's called a data warehouses. And this concept mostly using in not Oracle, mostly using in data warehouses, because there the people will maintain historical data. Okay, now. So now when you are interacting or working with the big data or very large scale data tables, when you work, and from there you need your necessary information, okay, then it was very time consuming to search that 1 lakh rows or 5 lakhs rows, whatever it was. So that's why on very large scale data tables, Database administrators, what they will do, they're creating some partitions. When they're divided into partitions, then the searching our required data in a particular area is better than searching entire the room. Understand my point now? Suppose this is a one big room is there. So my item is I forgot it. Okay. What happened here? If I want to find out that item, this entire room I need to search. But this room, again, I'm splitting into 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. Then I can search my required item in one particular part only. So searching a small area is better than to searching a big area, or the large area is very complex. Yes or no? Same concept basis, your partition tables are created. Okay, now? Write down below. Partition table. Write down. We are creating partitions. We are creating partitions on a very large scale data tables for dividing into small units into small units, and each unit is called as partition. Is called as partition. By using partitions, we can easily access the required data from a table. Okay. Here Oracle will supporting 3 types of partition methods. First one we called as here range partition. Next one we called as here list partition. Second one is called as here list partition. Third one we called as here hash partition. Okay, now? Right. So first we will discuss how to prepare your range partitions on table. Okay, now? Now you can observe. The name you can call, what is this? Range. Range means a particular value. So and so to so and so. So in this method, programmer is created partitions based on a particular range value. So as your business data, you will be prepare your partitions based on ranges. Okay, na? Particular. For example, 1 to 10 is a one range. 11 to 20 is a one more range. 21 to 30 is a one more range. So like as per your need and requirement and business data, the people will go to divide your ranges. So here same as, okay, here we created your partitions, okay, based on range. Okay, na? Write down below. In this method, we can create a partition based on a particular range value. Okay, right. And now here you can see the syntax. First observe syntax here. So what is my syntax for range partition? Means here, create, as usual, create your table. So create table name of, create table name of. So how many columns we need to design? So that every column you will be design now, data type and size. Okay, na? Comma and so on up to here. Then after, here I'm using my hashtag partition. I'm using here partition by, okay, range. And this partition by range, I'm going to preparing on which column basis. That column name of, okay, the column name of, then you have to prepare your number of partitions, how many you want to create. So partition, and I want to say partition name 1 and sending values less than of a value, comma, same as second partition. So now you have to go for partition name 2, sending values, which is less than of a given value, comma, and so on. So like you can create any number of partitions here based on the particular ranges. Okay, right. So let me come and see the practically how to implement this. So let me come as, okay, right. So now I'm creating one partition now. Carefully observe. So first you have to create your table as usual. So test 51. And here I will take now, for example, ID and some name. Okay, otherwise a student ID, student name, and student fee. Okay, right. And don't break it here. And now you can see up to your, this is called as a table. Arey, last day, why are you? Huh? Last day, be happily finish here. Huh? Right. So now your create a table test 51. So student ID, name, and fee. Okay, now these are the 3 columns I designed, but don't break it. If you break it, a normal table is created. That's why don't break it. And you can add your tag. What is a tag? Partition by which one? Range. And now this partitions, whatever I'm going to do now, those partitions I'm going to do based on a SV column. So that column name I should give it. Is it clear? Now, how many number of partitions you want it? That's your wish. So now you can prepare. So first partition I'm preparing here. So partition P1, partition name is P1. Values which is less than of 1,000, which is less than of 1,000. Less than of 1,000 means what now? 0 to 999, less than. 0 to 999. This range values I'm storing under which partition? P1. Next, I will take here partition number P2. For P2 partition, what I want to do, values which is less than 2,500. It means what you understand? 1,000 to 2,499 will save under P2. Next. So like one more partition I created, partition number P3, sending values which is less than of 3,000. Okay, na? Right. How many partitions? 3 partitions I prepared on the table. Okay, fine. The partition is created. After preparing your table in 3 partitions based on the particular ranges, then now you can insert. If you insert test number 51, sending values, okay, ID number 1021, name is Smith, and I'm sending here 1500. Now tell me, as per your ranges, the student data will save under which partition? P2. Okay, right. The next I will go for 1022. That student name is Alan, and I am giving here 500. Where it will be? In partition 1. And now 1023. The name was Jones. I am taking here 22. Where it will save? P3. It will be saved. So now, okay, whatever it is. Now, next one. So next one here, I'm taking here Adams. Adams, I'm taking here, for example, 1800. So this is also storing into somewhere. Okay, na? Right. So committed. And finally, can you see your data arrangement? How it was happening here? So 500 is taking in the first position, storing under P1. 1500 will taking here second position, P2. And 2200 plus 1800 will saving into P3. So now, okay. So as per your conditions, it will be arranged. So now after data will be saved in the partitions wise, after arranging my data into partitions wise, later on, fetching the data is very easy for us. Understand now? So now I want it, for example, P2 partition of data I want it. So how I can call my partitions now? There is a syntax. What is the syntax? Select star from which table? Test 51 table name, and I'm using here partition of which one? P2. I'm calling. This is syntax. Okay. So I'm calling now. P2, what it was come? No, condition is wrong. Maybe check it out. 25, no? Right. So less than 1,001. Yeah, 2,500. So that means 1,000 to 2,499. 1,000 to 2,499 means these are all are comes or not? Yes. 1,500, 1,000 plus. 1,800, 1,000 plus. 2,200, 1,000 plus, less than 2,500. So these are all are in the partition to date. So immediately I can fetch. Like in the same to same, if I'm asking P1, only 500. If I'm asking P3, I was given any name? No. So it was showing no rows. If I'm giving now, for example, insert into test number 51, sending values of 10, any number you can take here, because data will not going to be as a sequence numbers wise, it's a partition wise saved. So word, now I'm giving 2,800. Where it will comes? Now, okay, fine, sir. And now I can call my table. Yes. So now you can call partition number P3. Then that was come. Okay. Right down below. So table with partition, and later you can test now. Okay, and below write down how to call a particular partition. So there is a syntax here. What is the syntax here? Select star from table name, partition of. So I want to take partition name. Okay. And now below, so whenever you want it, okay, so then you can write like this. Select a star from, what is the table name? Test 51. And now I want to use partition of P1. Okay. Okay. Right. So this is range partition, how to prepare. Next one is what now? List partition. Take second one. List partitions. So guys, here these partitions are created based on some list of values. Based on some list of values. Okay, na? Write down. So created a partition. Created a partition. So partition based on the list of values. Created a partition based on the list of values. And syntax, when come out and see, as usual, and here this tag name is a list and column, but here don't use it this less than, and here also I just avoid this. And here I can say value 1 comma value 2 comma and so on, like you can prepare. Okay, your list of values mentioned in this, so and so on. Then next, partition partition name 3, sorry, partition name is what now? Others. And sending values of default. Okay. And this is what list of or list partitions how to prepare. Now let me come out and see example. So here you can see number of partitions you can create, but end of the partition must be others. And it's compulsory to give it now values and default. So that means other than these values, if any other value by default or if you inserted, that value was not there in the list one, not there in the list two, then by default, those values are saved under others partition. Understand? Na? So my inserting value, if it is not there in the partition one, in the partition two, if it is not there, then automatically by default, it will be stored under others partition. Okay, now? So how it is, sir? Let me come. So when come to, okay, create your part table, create table, the table name test 52. Here I will take course ID, comma, course name. That's it. Okay. Then after your partition tag should be used partition by list of, I'm creating my partition on course name. Okay, fine. Then after I'm preparing partitions, partition P1, sending values of your courses. I'm sending Oracle and SQL Server. Okay, now this is first partition of courses. Second partition, partition P2, sending values of I'm taking here Java, .NET, and suppose Python. This is second list I'm going to sending. Okay, these are the two partitions I prepared. In partition 1, Oracle SQL Server is there. Partition 2, Java, .NET, Python is there. Okay, now? Right. If other than these courses, if user entered any other course, that course value by default, where it will store? Others partition. Understand now? So if I inserted Oracle and SQL Server, these values are storing under P1. If I inserted Java, .NET, Python, these values are storing under P2. But other than these courses, if I enter C language, where it will store? Others, C++, others, SAP, others. Understand now? So now I can create. After that, let me see and insert some data into test number 52. Okay, course ID, and now I'm inserting C. Where it was command store? Others. So now, next, if I want to take 2 comma, okay, I'm taking what? Oracle. Where it will store? In partition 1. And if you want to come back in 3, I'm giving here, for example, Java. So next, for example, 4, I'm using what? .NET. Okay, na? Right. Suppose I'm using, okay, 5 and taking your C++. Okay, others. So now I just make it permanent to come back your table test number 52. Okay, now? Right. And now you can call your partition. Select a star from test number 52. What is this? Partition of a P1, for example. What it was there in the P1? Only Oracle. Suppose I come out a P2. What it was there? Java.NET. And suppose if other than this, what is my other partition name? Others. Now, what it was come? C, C++. Right, Umbil? Okay, right. So this is list partitions, how to prepare. And the third one, what is the third one? Hash partition. Text side. So hash partitions are, and that means this partition tables are, is not created by programmer, is created by automatically by your system. Your Oracle database server automatically preparing this as partitions. Okay, now. But in this, the problem is what now? In Ash algorithm, based on Ash algorithm, whatever the values we are storing, that value in which partition it will store, that we can't find out and we can't say it. Okay, if I'm sending 10, the 10 will be storing in which partition? Okay, that we can't identify. Okay, because of reason, these partitions are prepared by system, your Oracle prepared here. And preparing as per user request only. So user, if I want to send my request, I want it 5 partitions or 10 partitions or 12 partitions or 100 partitions on the particular table. So how many partitions I'm requesting to my database server, that many partitions are created. But how it was created, not any based on particular range, not any based on list of values. It's created based on Ash algorithm. Ash algorithm, what it was tell us, your values will be storing randomly. Wherever your value is stored, that programmer cannot find. So suppose I'm saying to say, I wanted 5 partition. Then your Oracle created 5 partitions based on random accessing elements algorithm. Based on that algorithm, it will be preparing. Later, you can insert some value. Suppose you inserted some 10 value. This 10 value will go to partition 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or we don't know. That means we can't exactly we tell us because we don't know. So if 10 is storing in P3, next 9, 9 storing into P5, next 7, 7 storing into P2, next 1, 1 storing into P1, P3. So where it will be saved, that we cannot find it. Okay, na? So it means what you understand, your elements are storing in randomly. So how it was stored, not in the sequence order wise, not in a particular list wise, not in a particular range wise, will never store. It will storing randomly. Randomly means I can't expect my value will go and save in which partition memory, that I can't expect it. So that kind of nature is called as what now? Ash. Okay, now write down below. These partitions are created by Oracle database server. Oracle database server by default or server by automatically. Okay. So now come out and see the syntax first of all. So what is the syntax for this? This is not necessary because we can't create a partitions. Okay, na? So now here partition by Ash. And now you can send your partitions. How many partitions you want it? That is called a number. That's it. And remaining works will done by your Oracle. Okay, right. So now based on the syntax, let me come out and see. So we are created our table. So create table. The table name is test number 53. So as your wish, you can take any one table. So I'm taking here varchar 2 of some size and salary. So now this is my table. Okay, the table columns I designed, and later you have to tag your partition by ash. Of which column wise you are saying to Oracle salary column wise prepare my partitions. And now here, see, I'm not preparing any partition here, but I'm sending my request. How many I want it? 5. So this request I'm user sending to Oracle, but here partition P1, partition P2, partition P3, I'm not preparing here. Just I'm asking how many partitions Oracle want to prepare on this table? 5 partitions. That is my request. I'm requesting to Oracle how many number of partitions? 5 only. Then as per user request, your Oracle will preparing test number 53 table divided into how many partitions? 5 partitions. Understand now? Right. So now let me see tables created. But sir, this Oracle is created partitions or not? Suppose you want to see. Okay, now there is a one syntax. What is the syntax here? First, you have to call that desk user underscore tab underscore partitions is a one of the predefined table. We have it here. In this, you just come out and see your partition name is there. Yes or no? So this is one of the predefined table. So this table, okay, now I just call partition name from which table user underscore tab underscore partitions. Okay, now where table underscore name is equals to which table you want to see? 53. So on this table, if you want to one particular table, how many partitions do you want to see? Then this syntax will be remembered. So now we can see how many partitions? 5. What is your partition number 1? P system. SYS means system created. P stands for partition. Partition number 2328, 2329, 2330, 2331, 2332. But in this, now I'm inserting some value. That value where it will be saved, we don't know. Understand now? Write down below. Example, take. The Rakhi festival, when it is 30 or 31st? Rakhi. 30, 31st. 2 days, huh? There is no confusion for that. Nowadays, every festival is coming 2 days, huh? Maybe next generation 3 days. Huh? And next generation, we can't say when it will exactly. Huh? Because universal, the planets are not in the order, na? Even though Pandits also, they can't identify. In my days, in my childhood, one festival, if Ramjan means exactly Ramjan. One any Sankranti means exactly Sankranti. Ganesh means one Ganesh. So perfect day will be there. Perfect day only. There is no confusion. 2 days, 3 days. There no confusion. As per calendar, whatever it was there, entire the all people, any community people, as per their related festivals, they followed one day only at the time. But now what happened? We can't say. Hmm? When it was Ramjan, confusion. Yes or no? Today, na tomorrow, confused. Those people also doing 2 days celebrations. These people also, when it is Ganesh festival, we don't know. 2 days. Raki, 2 days. So now, what I'm thinking now, my childhood, my days to now, if I compare, totally change. Maybe in the future, my children's, that means our children's, in their future, where festival means they forgot it. There is no festivals because confusion. Yes or no? At the time, there is no festivals. If today you wanted Diwali, you can do your Diwali. In one movie also there in Telugu, is a somewhat old movie. One comedy actor was the Brahmanandam Garu. So what he was going to do, people will follow some pattern. Diwali in this month only come. That kind of pattern is there. But this guy was, what he will do, Diwali celebrated in May at a home, lights and crackers. Then surrounding people are shocking. Hey, Brahmi, what are you doing? Hey, today Diwali. Hey, Pagal, Diwali aaj kab hai? Abhi kab hai? This is May month. Huh? In May month, how you celebrate Diwali? Then he said, my own decision. This today is my Diwali. So maybe in future also like that only. There is no particular date and times. So in future, generation people also doing like that only. If today I interested, Diwali today started. Now the generation. See, I'm observing previous old days and present days, how much universal changing. Maybe tomorrow something has happened. We don't know. Yes or no? Mm. But today, not only this festival, almost every festival confusion. Yes or no? Everyone confusing. Even the Google also confused. That's why Google also recently what the Google also doing, the people, Google people, they're also confusing. That's why Diwali 30, 31. Both. 2 dates are confirming. वो बोलते हैं मर जाओ कुछ ना कुछ डेट ले लो आपका मर्जी है even the Google also somewhat confusing. That's what happened in this. So next generation, how it is happened, we don't know. Right, Umbulam? To view all partitions, of a specific table, of a specific table, then we follow the following syntax. So the following syntax. Okay, now you can see. Suppose not only this table, suppose previously we created two tables, yes or no? What is the table 51? If you see 51, how many partitions we created? 3. Test 51 here. How many we created? P1, P2, P3. Next, if you want to see your user creation partitions, okay, 52. How many? 3. P1, P2, others. So like you can see on this table, how many number of partitions are we prepared or created? That I can see with this syntax. So this syntax take now. Okay. So now these are creations. Suppose, sir, is it possible? Can I add a new partition to my existing table? Okay. Now, as of now, partitions are created along with the table creation. Suppose if I need to add one new partition to my existing table, is it okay? If it is possible, how to add? Below write down how to add a new partition to an existing table. Okay, the syntax now. Suppose I need to add a range partition. Okay, now I'm adding alter table name, add what I need to add partition and give it your partition name and values which is less than of a value. Okay, na? Right. Okay. Now let me come out. See, actually in my first table, okay, select a star from test number 51. This is my ranges and the ranges up to 3000 I can store. That means 0 to 3000. If as per value in particular partitions, it will be saved. But sir, I have a doubt. Suppose, sir, in this table, we are created partitions 3 and the range is up to 3000. So now you people are asking doubt. Sir, if I'm going to insert some number, okay, and some name, Scott, and now 3100 I'm inserting now. Tell me this partition and this data will save into which partition? P1, P2, P3. This is not others. This is range partition. First example, check it out. First example, this is default is having only list partition. Default is having only list partition, not a range partition. Okay, na? So in range partition, we designed up to 3000. But now I'm inserting what happened, you can see. It was showing error. What is error? Inserted partition key, that's called this one, partition key, does not map to any partition. So that means 3100 is called a key column. So that means partition column. This value is not mapping P1, is not mapping P2, is not mapping P3. Understand my point now? Because P1 is range is what now? 0 to less than 1000. P2 range is what now? 1000 to less than 2500. P3 2500 to less than 3000. But I am sending 3100. Suppose if I am sending 3100 is not comes under any partition. That's why it was showing. Suppose, sir, if I'm giving 3000, no. Now we can see to execute. 3000 is also not accepted. Why, sir? Less than 3000. But here 3000. So it is also not comes under any partition, not matching. Yes or no? Suppose, guys, if I'm going to sending here 2999 partition Now it is allowed. Let me see allowed. Let me see allowed. So concept understand now? So now what I want to do, I want to input 3000, 3000 above values. 3000, 3000 above values I want to input. Then what I want to do? Your entire table will be destroyed and recreated? No. So instead of recreation, what we want to do? Add your range. Add your range. How I'm adding? Alter table. Which table? 51. Which keyword? Add. What I need to add? Partition P4. What I want to condition? Values less than of how much I'm giving? 4,000. Okay, now? Now I'm executing. So table alter. Now you can see you call your syntax whether partition is added or not. 51. P4 added up? Added. After added, you can call and send your 3000 above value I can use now. I can insert 3000 above value. Now it is accepted. X. Now it is accepted. Why, sir? Because we are added one more new partition that range is up to less than 4,000. So that's why this is 3,100. So satisfied. Yes or no? That means it will stored under which partition? P4. Suppose you have a doubt, you can call P4 now, whether it was there in the P4 or not. Partition P4. Now see, got it? Yes. So like you can add right down below. Now, so this is adding. Suppose, sir, I need to drop my partition. Okay, now how to drop a partition from a table? So what is our syntax for this? The syntax for this: alter table, alter table, and I want to give my table name. Here I'm using drop keyword. Drop partition, and you need to send a partition name. Okay. So here observe carefully. Present on my test 51 by including of P4, total how many partitions? 4 partitions are there. So now after that, you can call your table test 51. This is your data. Okay, now? Careful observe. Now I'm going to drop alter table test 51, drop what I need to drop? Partition P1. But partition P1 range, what we decide? 0 to less than 1000. In this, which value or which row comes under partition P1? First row. Only first row, na? Okay. Now careful observe. I am dropping. P1 is dropping or not. Suppose you want to see, then this syntax formula follow. P1 dropped. Yes, okay, dropping, sir. Next, I have to call my table. What you identified, tell me. Data dropped. It means what you understand. Once we drop a partition, automatically data also drop. Okay, na? So along with partition, data also dropping. Is it clear? If any interview person is asking, if I drop a partition only dropper or along with the data dropper? If anybody asks you, so you say along with the data. Because the data we are storing under where? Under partition. If partition is not there, then inside the data also not there. Okay, no? Right. So right on below. Okay, no? So this is one more small topic here now. And so remaining two topics are there, small topics that I will go to check on tomorrow. Tomorrow, tomorrow last day. Okay, na? So tomorrow complete materials and everything I will give to you. Okay, na? In Google Classroom, I will upload. Okay, right, guys. So I stop it here. We'll continue on tomorrow. No problem, na? 1 or 2 days extra. Huh? No problem, na? Okay, right, guys. Thank you.